everyone. I'm back again with the part 2. Remember yesterday I did the other video of it could be the one world religion, okay? From the false prophet, that man from the 7 hills, which I did yesterday. But today about this agenda to 2030, listen, everywhere you look at it, it looks like they're forming something for the greatness of us, the greatness of the planet. Listen, according to Revelation, this beast will arise at the end of days. But just think of it, if the Bible, God is not true, then all these stories is all conspiracy theories, and I'm with everybody that says that. But as I believe in God, I believe the Bible is the word of God, and I believe that Revelation was written to watch out for the last days. So was the book of Daniel and some other scriptures for the latter days, end of days. And it's saying in Revelation and in all that scriptures about this beast forming something. In Revelation, it's talking about having a mark. If you don't have the mark of the beast is going to form a mark, a sign, a symbol, something with the name of the beast system or the name of the beast system. And if you don't have it and you don't go along with it, okay, you can either buy or sell. It says it's in Revelation. So this is not normal, okay? Listen. Really, this climate change, all this is real. These animals dying because of the climate. We're gonna have a look at it, okay? We're gonna have a look at it and see if it's the true thing that they want for us, or is it the revelation beast that's arising. Ever since the pandemic, they want to reset the world. Like, why now? So let's have a look. The thing is that with the iPad, sometimes when I watch the video over again, I notice some noise when I turn it round, or sometimes I stop the microphone and you cannot listen to me well, okay? So I'm gonna try my best, okay? Till I get proper cameras and everything to do it properly, okay? So transforming our world, the 2030 agenda. I can see it well there. See? Okay. I'm gonna put it like this, so the microphone. So it says here what I want to do, okay? Concerning the people, planet, prosperity, peace, partnerships. This is all what they want to do, okay? So, in the people, we are determined to end poverty and hunger in all their forms and dimensions, and to ensure that all human beings can fulfill their potential in dignity and equality in a healthy environment. We are determined to protect the planet from degradation, including those sustainable consumption and production, sustainably managing its natural resources, and taking urgent action on climate change so it can support the needs of the present and future generations. And prosperity and peace, okay? So the agenda, the agenda has to do with all this. That's the best thing. I know it. I am with you in all this. I am with you. 100,000 million%. But it's not about that. It's the intention. The advisor for these people is that L.Ferrary. We shall be as gods. The will of God is over. And everything that he said, we will be beyond the God of the Bible. That's the advisor for these people of the Great Reset, okay? So, this is the Pope. Pope calls on member states to fulfill the promise of the 2030 agenda. His Holiness, Pope Francis, requested heads of governments and heads of states to follow up the agreement on the 2030 Sustainable Development Agenda with concrete action, declaring the agenda a sign of hope for mankind. He strongly supported the protection of environment ending poverty for all, and requested that certain material and spiritual, like religious freedom, civil rights, minimums be granted to everybody. Okay? So, on the 25th of September, His Holiness Pope Francis addressed the largest number of heads of governments and heads of states ever at the UN General Assembly, urging global action to protect the environment and end the suffering of vast ranks of excluded, saying that human beings take precedence over partisan interests. Okay, so the Pope, a religious figure at the UN addressing all the heads like never before. Okay, he's having this past week that meeting in the pyramid with all the religious, because he doesn't want to take along with all religions. Like, for example, Gibraltar. That's a perfect example of how it's supposed to be done. What countries like Gibraltar, with all faith getting along with each other, a mosque beside a synagogue, you cannot see that in any other country, but you can see it here. It means that it can be done in all the world. And listen, we didn't need here in Gibraltar a great reset, an agenda. We are like this, so everybody can be like this. Okay? So, listen. Revelation talks about the false prophet, the Antichrist with the beast. Listen, Daniel talks about this beast. He talks about the beast in those days, the Greece Empire. Okay, this is one of the with the ram and the goats. Okay, when the Greece Empire broke, 4 nations came out of there. The Romans Empire started. Those were the ones who eliminated the Greeks. But listen, from Rome is where the papacy came. And today the Roman Empire is no more, but the papacy still lives on, and with political power once again. Okay, so Pope Francis ahead of this agenda. And the climate change is all about this climate change. Okay, and the emissions, they want to go green, build back better. Listen, I'm sure that when they put this agenda, okay, they're going to put something or a mark or something for you to know that you are with these people. If not, you are a climate neglector, you are a denier. So I'm sure that the mark of this beast is going to come like this. I've said it many times ago. So listen, I'm going to show you a few things. I just want to make sure, the microphone. Vale. This is what's been said in these places, okay?
General Assembly has begun in New York City. Now, the UNGA, this year's session, will focus on the ever-alarming climate crisis as well as the war in Ukraine. The UN says this year's theme acknowledges the shared roots of the crises such as COVID-19, climate change, and conflict, and the need for resolutions that build global sustainability and resilience. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres opened the session on Monday, where he also spoke about the importance of education, along with calling for urgent climate action.
Climate, all the time. It's about the climate.
Each peril is pushing the Sustainable Development Goals further out of reach. And in the face of such perils, it is tempting to put our long-term development priorities to one side, to leave them for a sunny day. But development cannot wait. The education of our children cannot wait. Dignified jobs cannot wait. Full equality for women and girls cannot wait. Comprehensive health care, meaningful climate action, biodiversity protection, these cannot be left for tomorrow. Across all of these areas, young people and future generations are demanding action. We cannot let them down.
Now, in 2021, the UNGA focused on the Taliban's takeover of Afghanistan. This year, the hope was to bring focus back to climate crisis. The war in Ukraine will definitely top the agenda with many Western leaders in attendance.
So, the climate. Okay.
And one day after attending the Queen's funeral, many world leaders are now headed to New York for the opening of this year's United Nations General Assembly. So this is the first fully in-person UN gathering in 3 years because of the pandemic. Leaders are coming to the UN to face a host of challenges, from the pandemic's global effects to the ongoing war in Ukraine to climate change. By tradition, the US president speaks second as the leader of the host country, but
That man. See? Hey. Hey. Okay, we'll come back to him. Okay? And we have this activist, the girl who became famous. Okay? You know, that girl with a Laudato Si sign. She was a pope and she's becoming ever so famous with him. And this Laudato Si. So, this is the girl, maybe you've seen her before.
Expensive, politically correct, green act, bunny hugging, or blah, blah, blah. Build back better, blah, blah, blah. Green economy, blah, blah, blah. Net zero by 2050, blah, blah, blah.
That girl. See? Who is she? Who's that girl?
Net zero by 2050, blah,
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 Net
blah.
zero, blah, blah, blah. Climate neutral, blah, blah, blah.
See? She's mocking. She's mocking the president there. And all of a sudden, like she's... See, and they're standing and clapping at her. And... and the climate. It's all about the climate, yes? Okay. Okay. This is Mr. Sir David Attenborough. Okay, he's urging the world leaders to rewrite our story about the climate change. Okay.
Who've done the least to cause this problem are being the hardest hit. Ultimately, all of us will feel the impact, some of which are now unavoidable.
Look at the bear, sad face of the bear. And the ice melting. Yeah.
My world is melting. You think you have control, you actually have no control. I am absolutely terrified to bring a child to this world.
Is this how our story is due to end? A tale of the smartest species doomed by that all-too-human characteristic.
Okay. All righty then. So, the polar bears. Okay. I'm gonna show you there, okay? So you can see, okay? Polar bear populations have increased dramatically during recent decades, despite the modest global warming that has occurred over the same period. The estimated polar bear population has quadrupled, I show you there, has quadrupled since 1950, rising from 10,000 bears in 1950 to 39,000 bears today. Polar bears evolved between 6 million years ago and 350,000 years ago. Yeah, right. That part, I don't think you have it right, but okay. So, short summary. Climate activists often speculate that even a modest amount of warming would reduce Arctic ice and food availability by so much that it would push polar bear to extinction. The evidence suggests this is false. See? However, polar bears evolved hundreds of thousands of years ago, yeah, right, and have thrived under much warmer climate conditions than those that exist today, including during the mid-Holocene warm period, which lasted for 2,000 years and occurred between 5,000 and 7,000 years ago. See? Now, contrary to the many dire claims made by climate activists about polar bears, proof of declining polar bears populations essentially vanishes when all the available data are considered. See? That's the graph. See? So, yeah. So the polar bears, you know. But, okay. So the climate, the showing the animals, you know. Listen, one day I'm gonna do a video, okay? Because the best person who explained this is Dr. Kent Hovind, okay? He explains how he think the flood occurs, okay? When the fountains of the deep opens, and he links the supposed millions of years ago asteroids that ends the dinosaurs with a flood, okay? And when the flood appears all over the world, when the flood appears all over the world, the oxygen levels and that are not the same. Before, the plants used to be bigger, you know. So the fountains of the deep reached the heavens, was so high, you know. There was like an ozone layer that was different before, and it broke that. Maybe an asteroid impact broke that. It opened the fountains of the deep, you know. That's how the waters of the deep started coming up. That's why it was raining in the flood, and it was all covered with water in the flood. The ozone layer wasn't the same, you know, and that's how the ice started becoming. There was no ice age, and ever since the flood, the ice has been melting. It's no ice age. There's no climate change. It's all got to do with the Bible. So climate change, is it killing all the animals? I'm just showing about the polar bears. But look at this. 100 million sharks. The statistics are grim. Up to 100 million sharks are killed each year, 73 millions for their fins to service this demand, taking 1 in 3 shark species to the brink of extinction. Yeah, men did this. See? Men. I'm going to put it here because I don't want to switch off the microphone. Okay, according to the estimates from local animal welfare organizations, Mundo Azul, released in October 2013, between 1,000 and 2,000 dolphins are killed annually for consumption, with a further 5,000 to 15,000 being killed for use as shark bait. Adjusting for this industry growth, we can project that the approximately 538,000 wind turbine-caused bird deaths occur in the US. You know, 538,000 bird deaths occur with wind turbines. Only in the US, by wind turbines. Look at this, number of animals. How many land animals are killed for meat each year? In the UK, look, 1.2 billion. See? I don't want to try and... Let me see if I can put it well here. Okay. Worldwide, 75 billion. The number of animals killed in the UK per year for meat, fish and shellfish. Okay. 1.2 billion land animals are killed for meat each year in the UK. And almost 1 billion fish and 4.4 billion shellfish. And all that are the numbers of chickens. That's 1,161,000,000, and turkeys and sheep. Look at the numbers. Okay, that's in the UK only. Aquatic animals, billions. See? The number of animals killed in the world for meat, fish. See? Look at that number. 78 billion land animals are killed for meat, and many trillions of fish and shellfish. See? Like all the animals, the tigers and everything, you know, by men. You know, they want to make you believe that the asteroid killed the dinosaurs. Noah saved some of the dinosaurs. You know, God has common sense. You know, he's perfect. So he told Noah to put baby ones. See? And those that were seen all over the world, with many ancient depictions of dinosaurs, were killed and hunted by men and extinct by men. And we haven't got the chance to see them. Or maybe they are somewhere in Africa hidden. So, That's David Attenborough, the man that does all these nature documentaries. But check this out. This is a webpage from him, okay? It's the David Attenborough. Okay. Attenborough was married to Jane Elizabeth Opsahl, okay? From 1950 until her death, 1997. They had 2 children. He was never religious and was never brought up with faith. So, it never really occurred to me to believe in God. Attenborough said in 2009 interview with Radio Times, and I had nothing to rebel against. My parents told me nothing whatsoever. But I do remember looking at my headmaster delivering a sermon, a classicist, extremely clever, and thinking, he can't really believe all that, can he? How incredible. When Radio Times asked Attenborough why he never credited God in his nature documentaries, Attenborough responded, they always mean beautiful things like hummingbirds. I always reply by saying that I think a little child in East Africa with a worm burrowing through his eyeball. The worm cannot live in any other way, except by burrowing through eyeballs. I find that hard to reconcile with the notion of a divine and benevolent creator. And Attenborough addressed evolution in his BBC documentary Charles Darwin and the Tree of Life. So, this man is a Darwinist. He believes in creation, evolution, doesn't believe in God. And he's blaming God by all things that's happening in Africa, and he's actually blaming God, you see? But now, that was in 2009, but now he wants to join this great reset, and they want to end now poverty. Now they want to do it. Why in 2009 he said this, 2009, but now he's joined the clan. Let's join. Better future for the climate change, the polar bears. You know, he shoots the polar bears con la cara triste. Yeah, hey. We're supposed to trust them, yeah? Yeah. Do anything for a vote. Anything. Just as this man, they all believe the same thing.
Growing global population, creating ever-increasing demand on the planet's finite resources. We have to reduce emissions urgently and take action to tackle the carbon already in the atmosphere.
Already in the atmosphere, ¿verdad?
Including from coal-fired power stations. Putting a value on carbon, thus making carbon capture solutions more economical, is therefore absolutely critical. Similarly, after billions of years of evolution,
Yep.
nature is our best teacher.
Yep.
In this regard, restoring natural capital.
Now you will start getting the picture. The whole evolutionists, they believe in that dangerous religion, evolutionism. Taking away God, his creation, and everything. So, wow. And now look, these people, you think these people, could it be the beast arising? But no, they want to make you believe that everything that in the world, first the pandemic, now they don't know where to look. Now, all the world, Russia, now it's Putin. And these people behind the back, everybody focusing on Putin, Russia, and the beast forming through the backside. And everybody como está mirando todo el mundo Russia y a Putin. Yeah, listen, the beast from the sea, and I stood in the sand, in the shores of the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast arise out of the sea. What was John seeing in Revelation? Out of the sea, then another beast out of the earth. See? Let me show you something. Everything that's going on now, what I'm telling you, all focus on Russia, where maybe the beast is rising. No. Wow, these people are now great. The UN and everything. They are clean, they're not... It's that man now. I'm not saying that man is a saint. That man is the beast of the bear. Okay, so he's not a beast. But, yeah. Easy. Because Ukraine comes from the land of Russia, so Ukraine mainly is another bear. So And another thing, you've seen the flag, there's a trident in the flag. And trident is related to the sea, Poseidon, god of the sea, and also beasts that rise out of the sea. Look at this. See? Look at that. The coat of arms of Ukraine is a blue shield with a gold trident. Okay? So, trident. Okay? As we can see here in Wikipedia, a trident is a three-pronged spear. It is used for spear fishing and historically as a polearm. The trident is a weapon of Poseidon or Neptune, the god of the sea, in classical mythology. The trident was occasionally beheld by other marine divinities such as tritons and classical art. Tridents are also depicted in medieval heraldry, sometimes held by a merman triton. In Hinduism, it is the weapon of Shiva, known as Trishula. Okay, so Poseidon. I think Poseidon was the goddess of the Greeks. No, Neptune from the Romans. I think it's the same one. It's the same one. Yeah. The Greek equivalent is from Proto-Greek, Trania. Yeah, it's related with the sea, with the god of the sea. The trident, and they have one there. See, the gold trident. The gold trident, blue shield with a gold trident. See, that's the flag. Have it there. See, Barbados. See, Barbados. That's a very similar one, also with a trident. See, blue represents the sea and sky of Barbados, while gold represents the sand of the island's beach. The symbol at the center of the flag represents the trident of the mythical sea god Neptune. Wow, so we have the sea god Neptune, sea god Poseidon. You know, Barbados is one of the Commonwealth countries of this king. Queen Elizabeth II passed away last week after reigning for 70 years over a Commonwealth of nations that included Barbados. See? When the country became a republic in an interview with France, Prime Minister Mia Mottley said the Queen did extraordinarily well. See? That the world needs moral strategy leadership on a global scale to tackle the climate change issues. See? Another country in this summit. Now, Britannia, might have seen her, Britannia, see, with another trident, very famous. Now look at this, Britannia is the national personification of Britain, as a helmeted female warrior holding a trident and a shield, an image first used in classical antiquity. The Latin Britannia was the name variously applied to the British Isles, Great Britain, and the Roman province of Britain during the Roman Empire. See what I mean? Hey, it's the trident representing God of the sea. That's what, you know, maybe say, listen, and I saw a beast that rises out of the sea. Revelation. See? Britannia, as the embodiment of Great Britain, appeared well before the 19th century's Victorian era. She was used by the Roman Empire in order to stand for the defeated British Isles. Very often, Britannia was represented on coins, which was a political tool, for coins were used throughout the empire. See? It's a little bit of her history, okay? And Neptune is Poseidon, see? Neptune is the god of fresh water and the sea in Roman religion. See, in Roman religion, he is the counterpart of the Greek god Poseidon. In the Greek tradition, he is the brother of Jupiter and Pluto. Yeah. And Jupiter was the planet that went inside Virgo, in the Revelation 12 sign, stayed 9 months inside there. I know the king planet can represent Jesus, but Jupiter, the name Jupiter, is the king of destruction. In Roman mythology, that's what Jupiter means. All of these people related. Maybe John started to write because we were going to start and get this point. And you see these people relating to a trident that's related to the god of the sea. And in Revelation 13, the beast from the sea. Then I stood on the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rising up out of the sea, having the 7 heads and the 10 horns. Remember, when the Roman Empire split it up, this nation's coming up. Weird. Very weird. Blah, blah, blah. Greta Thunberg. Where has that girl come out from? Yeah. They want to make you believe that the animals are dying, but men are killing all the animals, like always. Yeah. So, listen. Now, apart from that, we all know what's happening in Ukraine, okay? Now, Ukraine, today, okay, in a newspaper, is saying Ukraine asked Israel to share intel on Iranian support to Russian military. So Ukraine is asking Israel for help. You imagine if Israel helps and the Russians starts to attack Israel. That's the Ezekiel 38 war of Gog and Magog. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Listen to this. This is today's newspaper. Russia has a missile, okay, that they are developing. They tested it, and the US intelligence is calling this missile a flying Chernobyl. We already have the Chernobyl, and remember the plans that I'm telling you, that's the name of wormwood in Russian. You open a Russian Bible, and the name wormwood in Revelation actually means Chernobyl. And remember, a star falling called Chernobyl and making all waters bitter. Many men died of it in Revelation. And I was saying that maybe it's a missile that se va a desviar y va a caer en Chernobyl. Look at this. Now they're classifying that missile as a flying Chernobyl. Maybe that's what John saw. Chernobyl is wormwood. It's called wormwood in Russian. And in Ukrainian it's called Chernobyl in wormwood. See? It's specifically designed to bypass US air defense systems with missile. And it's called a flying Chernobyl, nuclear warhead. And I saw a star. Look, I have it here. That's the third trumpet. Okay. And a great star fell from heaven, burning like a torch, and it fell on a third of the rivers and on the springs of water. The name of the star is wormwood. A third of the waters became wormwood, became Chernobyl. That's the wormwood means Chernobyl. You can Google it. And many men died from the water because it was made bitter from the radiation. Now, remember what I said about yesterday, about Putin, and what I'm saying, that he wants to take these people that are Nazis and the Azov battalion, okay? They say that they're not, of course. They're helping now Ukraine, so they're good guys now. Listen, I'm not there, so I don't really know what's going on, but I can show you what's going on. But I can put my hat there and say, that's how Satan works, okay? When you think you have it all figured out, he comes from another place. Azov Regiment, okay? The Special Operations Detachment Azov, also known as the Azov Regiment, and formerly the Azov Battalion, in the coastal region of the Sea of Azov, okay? The group has drawn controversy over its early and allegedly continuing association with the far-right groups of neo-Nazi ideology, its use of controversial symbols like Nazism in early allegations that members of the group participated in the torture and war crimes. And that's the symbol of the Azov Battalion. These people fight for Ukraine. So, look at this. That's the one from Ukraine. See the Azov. Emblem of the neo-Nazi military unit, Azov Battalion. Look at that. And look at that. That's the emblem of Nazi SS, military unit, Second World War. And if you see there, see at the back, this round white. Look there now. Nazi's black sun symbol. See? It's the same symbol they have at the back. and the same symbol there of the SS. See, it's the same. See? So that's what Putin's saying. Sorry. So that's what Putin's saying about this battalion, okay? And then the Donbass region, and this is all what's going on. That's why he's done it, and it's been a few years telling this, you know. But all of a sudden, look what's going on. How everything, you know, all of a sudden the United Nations, they are the good guys. The NATO is now, maybe, what if? They are telling the truth. They say that NATO is forming the army of the Antichrist, you know. Hey, I know that we are from Europe now, we can see everything, I know. But I also know how Satan works, according to the scriptures. I told you many times. I'm showing you this. Okay, so, listen. Just hear this man, okay? Ron Paul.
A world government where you don't get to vote on anybody. This is everybody's worst nightmare. The bureaucracy that we have trouble in our United States because we don't get to vote on them, we vote indirectly. Can you imagine the one world bureaucracy of all these elitists and their private jets that would rule our country and we wouldn't get to vote? So I'm dead set against this. And they used to call people who talked about one world government, they used to say, oh, it's a conspiracy. And we would always say, no, it's in their mission statement. They say it at every meeting. That's what they're for. But lack of sovereignty means lack of freedom, and it means lack of responsiveness, and it's completely antithetical to everything our country stands for.
And I don't want to put down Bill Gates and these guys. You know, they do a lot for charity. But when you hear them kind of just dismiss inflation, or you're going to have to go through some pain in order to kind of go with my idea. You know, the American people hear that and they think, "Come on, man, you're not serious, are you?"
But it's not only insensitivity because they've never been to a grocery store and have no idea what things cost, but it's also that we now have a whole set of our political spectrum that's out there saying it's caused by greed. If you were in a third grade class, I would give you a failing grade if you told me inflation was caused by greed. That is the dumbest explanation, the most implausible, and that lacking all facts that someone would try to put forward. Inflation is caused by an increase in the money supply that increases the demand. It's done because we spend too much money. The Federal Reserve prints it up to borrow it. It floods the economy and drives prices up. If you don't understand that, they'll never get it any better. And
Listen. Ron Paul. Mira este hombre como how he pushes Anthony Fauci against the ropes and everybody. This guy is a mind genius, and he says the truth in the face of them. Okay.
How it will play out in November. But what we know is that we will end up with many more unemployed, and particularly also people in the grey economy, which are not counted for, who lose their jobs. So we will see definitively a lot of anger already now, but probably increased by the end of the year, because this crisis will be with us until we really have found a remedy. So we have to prepare for a more angry world. And how to prepare? It means to take the necessary action to create a fairer world, to see that we provide everybody with decent access to the health system, that we make sure that those people who are really left behind, and I'm not speaking only on national levels, I'm speaking also internationally. If I see now the tragedy in some of the emerging countries like South Africa, like some countries in East Asia, I think it's all, I don't have too many remedies. The remedies have to be discussed through dialogue by the stakeholders of our global system, but I just see the need for such a dialogue, and I see the need for action. I see the need for a great reset.
To what extent would a reset be brought about by a change in the White House, the election of Joe Biden, for instance?
I don't.
Well, he sees a need for the Great Reset. You know, that's my guy, Klaus Schwab, okay? Now listen to this man, please. Sky News Australia.
The plan that I have repeatedly warned about, to take the tools of oppression used to tackle the coronavirus and use them, all lockdowns, forced business closures, exclusion zones, isolation. We heard Angela Marsden earlier. Businesses shut down, isolation at home, all of that, all of those measures, including destroying private property rights and private income in order to tackle the climate crisis.
Now is the historical moment, the time, not only to fight severe virus, but to shape the system.
We have a unique but rapidly shrinking window of opportunity to learn lessons and reset ourselves on a more sustainable path. It is an opportunity we have never had before and may never have again. So we must use all the levers we have at our disposal, knowing that each and every one of us has a vital role to play.
The Great Reset is a welcome recognition that this human tragedy must be a wake-up call. It is imperative that we reimagine, rebuild, redesign, reinvigorate and rebalance our world. Rebalancing investment, harnessing science and technology, and advancing the transition to net zero emissions, all elements of the Great Reset, are fundamental to building the future we need.
And that last one was the clown Guterres, who was at the Climate Ambition Summit, telling us the world is going to cook by 3.5 degrees or something by the end of the century. Yeah, right. This Great Reset is as serious and as dangerous a threat to our prosperity, to your prosperity and your freedom, as we have faced in decades, with these powerful bodies, including the World Economic Forum, the United Nations, the International Monetary Fund, and even Prince Charles boasting that within a few short years, yes, their words, you will own nothing and you will be happy. Remember, this is not me saying this, this is them. They are even running ads for the Great Reset.
You will own nothing and be happy. So, sorry. So this is, I'm showing you a bit of everything so you can more or less, stay. But listen, the Russians, okay, the Russians in Ezekiel, okay, Gog and Magog, listen, maybe that's the other video I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna leave this that long, okay? I'm gonna do this part on another video so you can understand a bit more, okay? So, if I try and do it now, okay, I'm gonna try and do it now. Fit this in because it's it's from the book of Daniel, okay, as well. I think it's gonna be too long. It's over 40 minutes. I don't want to make it that long. So listen, you've been seeing everything. Listen, put everything together, everything I'm showing you and everything. Make your own research. Okay? Listen, the war of Gog and Magog, the Prince of Rosh, okay? He will end up attacking Israel somehow. And Jesus is telling his people, then you will come from your place out of the far north, you and many peoples with you, all of them riding on horses and great company and mighty army. You will come against my people, Israel, like a cloud to cover the land. It will be in the latter days, end of days, that I will bring you against my land, so that the nations may know me, when I am hallowed in you, O Gog, before their eyes. So he's talking about this Prince of Rosh, okay, from the land of Magog. Listen, Persia, Ethiopia, Libya are with them, with this Rosh, Listen, Persia is Iran, okay? Persia is Iran nowadays. And the alliance that Iran and Russia has made, both of them, Iran and Russia are strategic allies and form an axis in the Caucasus alongside Armenia. Iran and Russia are also military allies in the conflicts in Syria and Iraq, and partners in Afghanistan and post-Soviet Central Asia. So, listen, Israel attacking in Syria, they have the Iranians in there. Listen, this is in the book of Daniel, okay? And Gabriel interpreting the vision to Daniel, okay? It's about the vision of the ram and the goats. Listen, now as he was speaking with me, I was in a deep sleep with my face to the ground, but he touched me and stood upright. And he said, look, I am making known to you what shall happen in the latter times, these times of the indignation for at the appointed time the end shall be. The ram which you saw having 2 horns, they are the kings of Media and Persia, and the male goat is the kingdom of Greece. The large horn that is between its eyes is the first king. As for the broken horn and the 4 that stood upon its place, 4 kingdoms shall arise out of that nation. Okay? In the latter time of that kingdom, from where this nation comes out of Greece, when the transgressors have reached their fullness, a king shall arise, having fierce features, who understands sinister schemes. His power shall be mighty, but not by his own. He shall destroy fearfully. He shall prosper and thrive. He shall destroy a mighty, and also the holy people. Through his cunning he shall cause deceit to prosper, and his rule, and he shall exalt himself in his heart, and he shall destroy many in their prosperity. He shall even rise against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without human means. Yeah. She's talking about. So listen, I want to finish off about the prophecy of the end of times, Daniel 12, okay? The great prince who stands, watch over the sons of your people, and there shall be a time of trouble such as never since there was a nation, even to that time. And that time your people shall be delivered. Everyone who is found written in the book, and many of those who sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to everlasting contempt. Those who are wise shall shine like the brightness of the firmament, and those who turn many to righteousness like the stars forever and ever. But you, Daniel, shut up the words and seal up the book until the end of the end, until the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall increase. It's talking about the end of days. Look at the knowledge, how it's increased, the technology and everything. People running to and fro. Look. People running to and fro is saying like meaning to travel here and there. He was in a vision of people traveling with flights. No, running to and fro. Knowledge shall increase. So, then I, Daniel, looked, and there stood 2 others, and one on this riverbank and the other on that riverbank. And one said to the man clothed in linen, who was above the waters in the river, how long shall the fulfillment of these wonders be? And the man clothed, who was above the waters, who held up right hand and his left hand to heaven, and swore by him who lives forever, that it shall be for times and half a times. And when the power of the holy people have been completely shattered, all these things shall be finished. I think it's saying like a covenant. When they make this covenant, he's going to come in the middle. He's not going to let that covenant finish. So, and he said, go your way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed till the time of the end. Many shall be purified, made white and refined, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. And from the time that the daily sacrifice is taken away, and the abomination of desolation is set up, there shall be 1,290 days. Blessed is he who waits and comes to the 1,335 days. But you go your way till the end, for you shall rest and will arise to your inheritance at the end of days. So he wanted to seal up, to shut up the words and seal it up till Jesus arose, and when he went to heaven, he was the one worthy to open the seal okay, of one of the seals of Revelation. He was the one. No one was worthy except Jesus when he died and he arose to heaven. He was the one who opened the seal. And we are nearly getting there. So, listen. It's already gone 50 minutes, so I hope I already showed you just a few of, what's going on. Listen, everything that's going on, we know that's going on because we can see it, but listen, stop for a moment and try and see behind the curtain what is really going on. All these people pointing to the side, but are these people clean? The ones who are pointing, are they clean? Are they, listen, how can Putin and Russia be this peace system and the Antichrist would have, it cannot be. It's not. It's coming from other places where I'm telling you, what I'm showing you. Please search it yourself. And God bless everybody in Gibraltar, because we can show them that we don't need an agenda. We know how to get along, and we can show them that everybody can do it. They don't want is because there are many people that live in violence, hay mucha maldad, and the people won't love. They don't like to live. Listen, if you 10, 20 years back in Gibraltar, it was really, you can sleep with your door open. But each time, Gibraltar is not the place that it was before either. Yeah? You can see it around, ¿verdad? But the same is happening worldwide. Y todavía hacemos nosotros. Compara a los demás. Imagine the rest. So listen, hug to all, God bless, open your eyes and pray to him, because he's the one. See, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. Yeah. No, he did not have a son for any kind of all religions. What the Pope is trying to do, he just had one. He gave his only begotten son, that whoever believes in him, in that begotten only son, should not perish, but have everlasting life. Love you all.